I need to tell you something that most women who pray, fast, and read the Word never stop to notice. There's an exact moment in the life of a faithful woman when God starts moving invisible things. Things she still can't see, things she can't fully feel yet. But they're happening in the most real way possible. 7 specific signs that God puts in the path of every woman before He brings the man He already set apart for her, even before the foundation of the world. The problem? Most women go right through these signs without recognizing them. They see, but they don't really see. They feel, but they don't understand. So they keep waiting. They keep thinking God forgot about them. They keep asking themselves, is there really someone out there reserved just for me? But what if those signs are already happening in your life right now, and you just don't know how to read them? Today, I'm going to reveal the 7 signs God uses to let you know your soulmate is on the way. Each one has a deep meaning. Each one shows up at a different stage of your journey. And the 7th, the last one, is the most powerful and the most misunderstood of them all. Because it's that 7th sign that separates the women who receive the promise from the ones who keep waiting without ever understanding why. A. I'm still healing from hurts and wounds from the past. B. I pray, I trust, I believe, but discouragement hits me hard sometimes. C. I feel ready and prepared, but he still hasn't shown up. Just the letter already tells me a lot about where you are on this journey. And I read every single comment that comes in here. If you just found this channel for the first time, welcome. Follow me and turn on the bell because every week I bring messages like this for women who are on this faith and waiting journey. The first sign is the most subtle one of all. And because it's so subtle, it's also the easiest to miss. It doesn't come with drama. It's not a big vision, a symbolic dream, or a prophetic word during worship. It shows up quietly, almost without asking permission. It's that feeling that something inside you is changing, a lightness that starts settling in, little by little. Old layers being removed without any effort. Something that had been weighing on you for a long time finally starting to loosen up. You can't even explain it properly, but you feel like you're not the same person you were 6 months ago. In Ezekiel 36, God makes a direct promise. He'll take out your heart of stone and give you a new heart, a heart that's able to receive what it couldn't before. This isn't random. It has a clear purpose. God doesn't bring 2 open wounds together. He doesn't send the right person into a life that's still bleeding on the inside. First, He heals. First, He prepares the soil before planting the seed. Burn this into your mind. Your healing isn't the obstacle that's delaying His arrival. Your healing is the sign that He's already on the way. The second sign shows up in your prayer life, and it's even more subtle than the first one. You don't plan it, you don't decide it, but one day you realize you're no longer praying the same way. What were your prayers like a year or 2 ago? Probably full of urgency. Lord, when is this going to happen? Why is it taking so long? Please, just send him already. There's nothing wrong with that. Those are sincere prayers. They're real. They're human. But there comes a moment when something shifts. The words start changing. Your prayers stop being all about him showing up and start becoming about your own preparation. Suddenly, you catch yourself praying like this. Lord, prepare me. Mold me. Take out of me what doesn't belong. Put in me what needs to be there. Make me the woman you want me to be. And the most important thing I need to tell you is this. This change didn't come from you. You didn't wake up one day and decide to pray differently. God changed the vocabulary of your prayers because He's changing the direction of your destiny. When you stop just begging for His arrival and start asking for preparation, spiritually speaking, that changes everything. Answer me in the comments. Have you already had that moment when you realized you were praying differently without even planning to? Write yes or no down below. And since we're talking about prayer and preparation, I need to share something I created especially for women in this season. If you feel like you want to go deeper in your spiritual preparation, I have a program called the Divine Spouse Prayer Program. It's 10 days of guided audio prayers, one for each day, each with a different theme. It starts with spiritual foundation and ends with prophetic gratitude. It's for the woman who wants to fully align her love life with God's will. The woman who wants to step into this new season, not empty, but full. The link is pinned in the comments. It's the first comment right below this. Once you finish the video, go check it out. Now let's keep going, because the next signs are the ones that confuse women the most. The third sign is the one that confuses people the most. The one that hurts the most. It feels like the exact opposite. It's a season of silence. No suitors, no open doors, no visible movement. You pray, and it feels like heaven is closed. You wait, and nothing happens. You look around, and it seems like everyone else is moving forward, except you. And the automatic thought that comes is, God forgot about me. Maybe there's no one for me. Maybe I did something wrong. But look at what the Bible shows us about God's silence. And in that silence, God was preparing a miracle that would change generations. Ruth was a widow, a foreigner, with no future in sight. And in the quiet of her humble work, God was positioning her exactly where she needed to be to meet Boaz. Mary lived in a small town with no status, nothing that suggested she would be chosen. And in the silence of her ordinary life, God was preparing something in her that the whole world wasn't ready to receive yet. God's silence has never been abandonment. It has never been forgetfulness. It has never been a sign that the promise was canceled. God's silence is gestation. Something is being formed. Something is being aligned. Something is being prepared on both sides. Because while He's preparing you, He's also preparing the man who will come to you. And what is born from a healthy pregnancy is born complete. It's born at the right time. It's born ready. If you're in a season of silence right now, hold on to this truth tightly. This is not the end of your story. This is the most important chapter being written. And the most important chapters are exactly the ones that require the most faith to turn the page. Out of the 3 signs we've seen so far, which one are you experiencing right now? 1. The inner renewal, that transformation you feel but can't really explain. 2. The shift in your prayers, when you realized you were praying differently without even planning to. 3. The silence, that season where it feels like nothing is happening, but you choose to trust anyway. If you want to share a little more about what you're going through, this space is yours. No judgment, no rush. The 4th sign is when the fear of being alone stops controlling your decisions. You know that voice that says, just settle for this one because maybe a better one won't come along. Stay quiet or you'll scare him away. Shrink yourself so you don't intimidate him. When that voice starts losing its power, it's a sign that God is working on your roots, because a woman who acts out of fear attracts relationships built on fear, and a woman who acts out of faith attracts what was built on faith. When you notice you're making decisions with more clarity, setting boundaries you couldn't set before, and recognizing what doesn't serve you without needing anyone else's validation, that's a powerful sign that your spiritual posture has changed. And a changed posture attracts a different story. The 5th sign is a peace that starts replacing your chronic anxiety about the future. It's not fake. It's not that "I'm fine" mask you wear when it still hurts inside. It's something different. It's a peace that comes from within, that doesn't depend on your circumstances, and that stays even when nothing has changed on the outside. In Philippians 4, Paul talks about a peace that surpasses all understanding. It guards your heart and your mind. This peace isn't something you earn by effort. It's given. It's the fruit of real intimacy with God, when you start waking up without that tightness in your chest, when you can look at the future with genuine hope instead of constant anxiety, when you stop calculating your age, comparing your story to everyone else's, and feeling like time is running out. That's the sign that something has been healed inside you at the deepest level. And deep healing always comes before a fulfilled promise. I need to pause for a second, because what I just described, this peace, this healing, this preparation, doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you intentionally position yourself before God. The program I created, the Divine Spouse Prayer Program, was built exactly for this. It's 10 days of guided audio prayers that take you deeper and deeper into spiritual preparation. From day 1, which works on your foundation, all the way to day 10, which is pure prophetic gratitude for what hasn't arrived yet, but is already yours. And it comes with a free bonus, the Marriage Prayer Journal, an ebook for you to record this journey of transformation. If you feel like you're ready to move intentionally in this direction, the link is in the first pinned comment below. Go check it out after the video. Now the last 2 signs, and they're the most powerful ones. The 6th sign is when you start blooming as an individual, whether you're in a relationship or not. You begin investing in yourself, in your gifts, in your calling, in your life. Not as a distraction from waiting, but as a genuine expression of who you are. You start caring about things that used to be on the back burner because all your energy was focused on him showing up. And you know what happens when a woman blooms like that? She stops just waiting for love. She starts living. And a woman who is truly alive, who is growing, who is becoming. It describes a woman who was already living fully before her love story was even written. And now we've reached the 7th sign, the most powerful one. The most misunderstood. A lot of women, when they hear this sign, react badly. They think it doesn't make sense. Or they think they've already reached it when they actually haven't. The 7th sign is when you truly stop needing him to feel complete. Wait, let me explain this properly because there's a huge misunderstanding here. I'm not saying you'll stop desiring. The desire to love and be loved is deeply human and deeply sacred. God himself put that desire inside you. It's not weakness. It's not neediness. It's part of how he created you. This isn't about killing the desire. It's not about pretending everything's fine when it still hurts inside. It's about where your sense of wholeness comes from. There's a massive difference between a woman who wants a partner and a woman who needs a partner to feel valuable, loved, and enough. The first woman enters a relationship bringing abundance. She has an identity built by God. She knows who she is. She doesn't need another person to fill a void because that void has already been filled by God's presence. The second woman enters a relationship carrying an impossible expectation, and that puts a weight on any relationship that no human being can carry. When you reach the point where your identity doesn't depend on having a man by your side, when you can worship God with a full and grateful heart even in the middle of the weight, when you can look at the future with genuine peace, that's the most concrete and powerful sign that your victory is close. Because God doesn't bring 2 empty people together. He unites 2 people who have found their wholeness in him. And when you become complete in God, something shifts in your presence, in your posture, in your life. You become exactly the kind of woman the right man will recognize when he shows up. Burn this phrase into your heart. The woman who doesn't need a man to be happy is exactly the kind of woman the right man will want to keep forever. This isn't self-help. It's not empty positivity. It's a principle rooted in the Word. It's about identity. It's about foundation. It's about the source of your fulfillment. So let me summarize the 7 signs for you. 1. Inner renewal. That quiet transformation God works in your heart before anything else. When you realize you're asking for preparation instead of just begging for him to show up. 3. The silence. That season that feels like abandonment but is actually gestation. 4. Freedom from fear. When your decisions stop being controlled by the terror of being alone. 5. The peace that replaces anxiety. When you can trust God's timing without that constant worry in your chest. 6. The blooming of your identity. When you start living and growing even while you wait. 7. Wholeness that comes from God. When you stop needing him to feel complete. If you recognized yourself in any of these signs today, it wasn't by accident. You didn't come across this video by coincidence. Now answer me down below with just one word. How did you feel watching this video from beginning to end? Write, healed, hopeful, ready, in process, or any word that your heart is feeling right now. No filter. This space is yours. And if you want to go beyond inspiration and take real spiritual action, The Divine Spouse Prayer Program was made for you. 10 days, 10 guided audio prayers, 1 per day, from preparation to prophetic gratitude, plus the bonus marriage prayer journal to record everything God is going to do in this process. The link is in the first pinned comment right below. Go check it out. And if this message touched you, share it with a friend who needs to hear this today. Sometimes the message that changes someone's life comes through a simple share. Follow me here on the channel and turn on the bell. This channel is just getting started, and if you've been here from the beginning, know that you're part of something being built with purpose and faith. New message every week for women who believe, who are waiting, and who haven't given up on the promise. And His timing is never a delay. It's preparation.